Hi Vaishnavi, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. What about you?
Yeah, I'm good too. Thank you for asking. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Okay. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Vaishnavi Pokre. I have completed my Bachelor of Engineering from North Maharashtra University.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3.2 years of experience as a manual tester. Uh, I have one of the project that is investment banking. I have worked on the agile methodologies and I have good knowledge of SDLC, and defect life cycle. I have the Scrum ceremonies and about the manual testing. I have performed the test case scenarios, test case documentation,
Mm-hmm.
and test case execution. And I have a basic knowledge of SQL.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So in your resume, it's mentioned organization as XYZ company, right? So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So in the future, whenever you are applying anywhere, so please mention the organization name over there, right? Uh,
Okay.
yeah, don't keep XYZ company because then people won't come to know in which company you are working actually, right?
Okay.
Okay. So let's say if you get some software to be tested, which is of investment banking domain, right? So how will you test that particular
Yes.
software? What would be the various test scenarios that you will be testing?
First of all, I will use uh, some testing techniques to test that any functionalities of that software.
Testing techniques, you mean to say which testing technique, like BVA equivalence partition that you are
Yes,
mentioning?
yes.
Yeah. So that you will be
Equivalent
using.
class partition.
Right. So that you will be using to write the test cases, right? Now, let's say if the software
Yes,
is
sir.
of investment banking domain, so how will you test that software? What would be the high level test scenarios that are coming to your mind that you should perform for testing? Test
Okay.
scenarios. Yeah.
Test scenarios.
Hmm.
I
So,
will verify
yeah.
that if there is a buyer or seller,
Mm-hmm.
uh, he should able to order something, means share as, or to sell that shares.
Mm-hmm.
He should to do these activities. After that, that application contain the some features like watch list, portfolio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Should able to, I will verify that we should able to click on that functionalities, and they work as they should work comfortable for them, for the end users.
Okay. Okay. Which are the other features you will have in the investment banking domain software? Let's say for e-commerce domain, as we have adding a product to the cart, then payment details, payment gateway, payment via debit card, payment via credit card. These are kind of strong scenarios or search functionality for some
Yes.
particular product. Let's say if you want to purchase some shirt, so you will perform a search in Amazon.com website, and then so like this, which are the high level scenarios apart from these scenarios which you told? Any other scenario that you will perform for testing?
Okay, that application contain some features like buying the shares, selling the shares, or when we have to select the order type. Then there is the uh, then there are the some options to choose the order type,
Mm,
and we can watch a portfolio.
mm,
Then different types of derivatives we can use in this.
mm. Okay.
There are fixed. There are the fixed. Sorry.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, no issues. See, this is a mock interview. Don't tell sorry and all those things. This 30 minutes is dedicated for you. You want to learn anything, right? So don't tell sorry. If you're not comfortable in speaking the answer, you can tell me. I'll answer on your behalf.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So in an investment banking domain, let's say whether you want to purchase some stocks or if you want to sell some stocks, or let's say you can also verify the scenario if you have joined that particular application for the first time, software for the first time. So you might get some redeem code or some coupon or some kind of discount on the basis of which less amount should be getting deducted. Then there is a
Yes.
percentage of rate of sorry that if if you are purchasing any stocks, right, so some particular email should also come, and then the tax will also get deducted, right? So all those scenarios
Yes.
you need to mention. And then let's come to the roles and permissions. Let's say if you are purchasing as an admin, or if you are purchasing as a normal user, or if you are purchasing as a vendor itself who is providing stocks to other person, like those kind of scenarios. So those roles and permissions you would be testing. Then let's come to the compatibility test scenarios. You will be testing on web applications, laptops, and then you can test on mobile again in Android, iOS, if that application is supporting, right? So those kind of scenarios
Yes.
also you can take it up. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So then search functionality might be there, so you can add that as well. Then login, forgot password, remember password, those all things will come, right? So in your resume you have mentioned you are working on investment banking domain software, so you should be very thorough. And if this question comes to you in an interview, you should answer it in the first shot, so that 50 to 60% the interviewer is happy with your answer, right? Like that.
Okay. Yes.
So next question is, in the resume you have mentioned you are involved in test closure activities, right? So what is test closure, and what is your roles and responsibilities?
Test closure means we when we stop our testing,
Hmm.
then and if there is no bug in open state,
Hmm.
then we close our test activities and report the summary reports are there.
Okay. So you are preparing those test summary reports, test closure reports.
No, sir.
Okay. So how you are involved in that, right? You are gathering some data for those reports, or you are helping your team leads. What actually you do?
Yes, sir. I collected that test data
Hmm.
and that will report my colleagues and peers.
Okay, so when you get this question in an interview, so you can answer that you would be actually gathering the data. You will be sort of helping hand to your leads or managers.
Hmm.
So this is also good. Like you have 3.5 years of experience, right? You are actually working as
Yes.
a QA, or you might be working as a senior QA, but you are actually helping the leads, right? So that is a good thing,
Yes.
right? Okay. Which are the challenges that you are facing in testing?
Challenges like sometimes client give the requirements that are not fulfill our understanding
Hmm.
of the requirements. Then actually, if there was a defect
Hmm.
and we raise that defect to the developer, sometimes he is not agree with that defect that so that challenges are occurs.
Okay, so if they are not agreeing, then what you are doing in that case?
Firstly, I will raise that defect to the developer, but if he's not agree, then I will put the screenshots
Hmm.
that of the defects in the Jira tool.
Hmm. Okay.
That's
Right. And what if she rejects the defect, or the development team rejects the defect? Then what would you do? And you,
then
yeah, yeah.
I will be reach the project product owner or VA,
Hmm.
and then we conduct the meeting with the developer,
Hmm.
and uh, we will solve that problem.
Hmm. Correct, correct. So that's a good thing. When you find a defect, file file a defect in the Jira itself or in a bug tracking tool, so that it is not missed. And then you can have a conversation with the development team and involve your leads, managers, BAs, POs, Scrum Master. Scrum Master might not be required. So you can just involve everyone, and then you can conclude on that defect, right?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, when you were answering, you mentioned one point about the requirements are not clear from the client side, right? So consider a situation where, yeah, so consider a situation where you were working on some user story in a sprint, right? You wrote the test cases, you did the testing, right? And now when, and then you have signed off that particular user story. Now when the client is testing that particular same feature, same user story, so he or she is getting some defect, right? And now again it comes like, okay, this was not understood as a requirement, this got missed. So how will you tackle this situation in such a way that the blame should not come to you? How what would you do?
Then I will check the what is exact requirement
Hmm.
given by the business analyst to us,
Hmm.
understanding the requirements, and then again work. I will do the work on that functionalities.
Hmm. Okay. In such case, right, as the blame should not come to you or your team, it's a good thing that you should understand the requirement again. You should sit with business analyst. You should take out those recordings with the client that you have done, like what actually client told and what we have done. And is it completely mismatch or is it partial mismatch? Like 70% matching, 30% it's mismatch. So that is fine. It can be taken care. Okay. Now what now I'm asking a question to you, like in such a case, will you reopen your existing ticket or will you ask the client to create a new ticket? What will you do?
I will reopen the ticket.
Are you sure?
No, sir.
You should not reopen, or you should not allow client also to reopen. Otherwise what it would feel like, it would see as if it was not completed from your side. Or even if the client is reopening, please make sure that they are putting the proper comments. Okay, this is working and this is not particular working. Let's say these 7 points are being tested, these are working, 3 points are not tested because those are not implemented as per the expected result itself. Like those kind of things you should take care. And it would be good if a client creates a new user story in Jira itself, because then you will be able to track it. You will be able to size that particular story. You will be able to keep that estimation. Otherwise, for that old card, it would always show the older dates until unless they update, right?
Yes.
So it's very important.
Okay.
Okay, one of the limitation of testing you can also tell, like, you have to update your test cases. You have to re-update your test cases. That is also a part of challenge, right? Because if the requirement is getting changed now, some other screen, some other functionality buttons will come. So now again, you will have to update your test cases. Now, if you're given a new application to test, right? How will you test that particular application? You have a new application, you don't have any BRD or FRD or any business analyst available. How will you test that particular application?
Then I will do the exploratory testing on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you will be performing exploratory testing. Okay, but let's say you started your testing and you found that something is not working. On what basis you will decide that it's working or it's not working as per behavior?
Not able to answer.
Okay. So Vaishnavi, what you can answer in this manner is, let's say you get this question in a real-time interview. So over there you have to answer. There will be some legacy application that would be provided by client, or if it's a product-based company, there will be some legacy. Let's say you are testing version 9. What about version 8? Was this feature implemented as it is in the version 8? Is it working as per the behavior in version 8? That you can take that particular application as a reference, right? Or
Okay.
you can also take the test cases that actually previous team had used for the sign off, right? Because ultimately it might be one of the behavior that they would have kept, and then we should not go like it's a defect, right? It can be one of the
Yes.
expected behaviors. Thank God. Okay. So another question is, just give me 2 minutes. Okay, so moving to next question. Can you tell me the high level test scenarios for chair, and if you are finding any defects, so please classify those defects in high severity, or medium severity, low priority, those kind of things.
Okay. On chair.
Yeah, any chair example that you can take.
Firstly, I will verify that the legs of that chair are same length, because uh, it should be same with the same length, because it if it is not the same, then chair will not be the stable at particular place. Then verify the material of that chair. Then but critical scenario is that it should have the same length of the legs of that chair. Sorry, sir.
It's fine. No need to say sorry. Okay. This is actually a mock interview. Ashwini, can you please give us 5 minutes more? So,
Yes.
so for test cases of chair, when you are getting this question in a real-time interview, you can answer like you would verify whether the chair is stable enough uh, to take the average load of a human. Let's say it should be able to take the load. For example, a person should be able to sit right from 50 kgs to 90 kgs, like that. For example, right, on a very high level,
Yes. Yes.
right? Then you can verify the chair's type and color. Then the support for the hands is there in the chair or not. Then the various usability aspects of the chair, like whether it is an office-based chair or it's a normal household chair or it's just a rest-based kind of a chair, right? Then you can check the height of the chair's seat from the floor, right? Then the cushion
Yes.
of the seat is proper or not. The chair's material is brittle or not, right? Those things you can check for particular chair. Then let's say if the chair falls, so it should not get broken, right? It should be durable, it should be
Yes.
reliable,
Yes.
right? Then you can also verify the material that has been used for the chair. So you can tell all those scenarios. Then what about the dimension of the chair, right? And then verify the
Yes.
weight of the chair is proper not or not. Or if it's a wheel based chair, then are those wheels working, functioning properly, right? If you're moving the chair from one place to another, is it okay, is it usable? Like those kind of scenarios you can tell.
Okay.
So this was about okay. Now you are working in agile methodology or waterfall thing?
No, sir. Agile.
Agile. Okay. Which are the different agile ceremonies that you are taking or you are being part of?
Yes. There are the various types of meetings that are product backlog refinement meeting, sprint review meeting, retrospective meeting, daily status meeting, and sprint planning meeting.
Okay. What happens in sprint planning meeting?
In sprint planning meeting, there yeah, in that this is conducting on the first day of the sprint, and we will discuss on who will work where, and how much time estimation we have to uh, take for complete that sprint and all.
What happens in retrospective meeting?
Okay, in retrospective meeting, this meeting will be conduct on the last day of sprint, and we will discuss what was the process minus plus, and everything will be discussed, and there will be the action plan to resolve the problems which are occurs in the sprint.
Okay. Any specific instance where you had mentioned some point in the retrospective meeting and it got started implementing from the next sprint onwards, right? Maybe with respect to process, with respect to approach of testing, or with respect to development. So any specific point that you mentioned in the retrospective and it started being taken care of.
Sir, not get your question. Can you repeat?
Okay, so I'm asking, let's say if now you are telling about retrospective meeting, right? So in retrospective meeting, generally developers, testers, and each and every team member is there. They will retrospect what
Yes.
went right, what went wrong, what could have been done, what they would be doing so that this situation is not getting repeated again. Okay, so in this kind of meeting, you can put some points like the build is not coming on time, or let's say the regression issues are coming more,
Yes.
right? Or let's say the developers are not doing unit testing, which is why the functionalities which are working are not are getting are not working in the next build itself. So those kind of scenarios, those kind of points you can mention in the retrospective itself.
Okay.
Like this was your contribution in the retrospective point meeting. You mentioned that point, and which is why now it has been taken care into the sprint. So when you tell these things in the real time interview, right? So interviewer will be happy. Okay, no, she's not only testing, but she's also taking care of the processes, right? This is how you can put. Okay, Vaishnavi, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, feedback. I want a
Feedback.
feedback.
Okay, so feedback is Vaishnavi, you have got a good CV, right? But that company name, you should put the company name rather than just mentioning XYZ. Put the correct company name.
Okay.
Um, then your knowledge is there. You are doing you are doing end-to-end testing, you are doing test closure report, test summary report, but your confidence level is not there. Somewhere you are getting feared, oh, what if I do this, what if I do this, those kind of things I can feel in an
Yes.
interview. So be confident in an interview,
Okay.
right? See, confidence is one of the aspect that is not linked to your knowledge, right? If you are confident, even if you are giving wrong answers, sometimes it might feel, the interviewer might feel, oh no no, she's giving the right answer, right? Your confidence level
Yes, sir.
speaks a lot. But if you're not confident, and even if you're giving a right answer, then also the interviewer will feel, no, she's not up to the mark, or she's hiding something, or she has worked on dummy
Yes,
projects and
yes.
she's just telling, okay, no no, she's doing this, she's doing that, those kind of things, right? And in these kind of questions where agile ceremonies questions are coming, like retrospective, tell them, okay, this happened last month and I just put up this point and it was taken care, those kind of things, right? So that would be very helpful. Okay, otherwise overall it was good.
Yes.
Don't get nervous at all, right? Even if you don't get selected in one company, there are tons of other companies now. Only it's not limited to MNC company, it's all also now startups have also come into the market. So don't get nervous at all. Be confident, give the interview, and I'm sure that you will definitely crack the
Yes.
interview. Okay, and please do share interview
Okay,
questions
sir.
with us, right? So we
Yes.
can create videos on them. Okay. Thank you so much, Vaishnavi. It was nice talking to you, and all the best for your career.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Yeah, hi Ashwini.
Hello, sir.